another video for the delightful collection May 2018, and I'm gonna show you now in that video how to use the Painters Toolbox of the delightful collection. And first of all, we have different Painters Toolbox. We have in that collection a brush tool set. We have the free colors with overlays, and already in the previously recorded videos I showed you how to use those styles of those color styles and gradient styles. And then we have this neutral styles with a lot of texture, concrete, paint, cracks. Yes, and then we have some paint styles over here. Realistic paint is there. And then we have some really unicorn likely watercolor styles in that collection. And I'm gonna show you now the brush tools at first. The brush tools this time do have you get four different folders with one blender ABR file, with a gesso ABR file, and with a mask ABR file, and with a paint ABR file. Okay, let's open the blenders at first. We open from the fusion papers, and then let's see that we close some of the files I have in the background. Okay, here we go. We don't need that one. And then blenders. This is the preview, and I'm gonna tell you something. They are fab. I know I already told that to you in the last collection, but this time they are fantastic. Let's see what we can do. Okay, we loaded them. The blenders over here. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different blenders. We have splats here. We have real watercolor blenders. 4 different ones. Okay, let's start. You know the blenders from already different collection. We created a new layer, and now we start to paint. I already had added two different colors. The foreground here is the swatches. I need the swatches. Oopsie daisy. Swatches you can see here. They are loaded from the color folder, and if you want to change, just click and choose another color, or press X to change the foreground with the background color. So, and you can see now you can start to paint, and it really looks like watercolor painting. Only slightly move around, dab a little bit, and now we're gonna pick a little bit of a rose. We press X and to add a yellow, and then we go over and over. You see, we paint watercolor on top of this really neutral paper. Now we can say multiply. Let's see what happens when we use color burn. That looks also fantastic, and I think I like that way the linear burn most here, because it gets really a nice effect in the painted watercolor. Okay, this is only one of the watercolor. So let's see what happens with another one that spreads a little more, and it's much more intensive from the paint, and you can see what happens here. And with it, on top of it, you can change a lot from the color. Let's see what happens when we use a little more aqua tone. So nice. You see, we paint here, only slide over, and then we use the next one. That makes now a little bit of kind of effects on top of it. So I choose now white, and you see that it happens nothing because we have here the setting on multiply. If you go on normal, something happens now. That this little details will show up. Can also change the color here. Okay, and then watercolor needs splashes, those little dots, and then we go wild over it, and also change here the color from time to time. So this is our first layer now. Painted here a lot, and we have some watercolor. This was the solid paper, and this is what we have painted. Those are the blenders. Next pack is the gesso ABR file. Double click on it, it will open, and then we have that in our brush menu. And now the magic starts. We paint gesso, free and easy. You can see you need to go over it more often to increase the effect. So let's zoom in. You can see here this, it's really like you have real gesso now on top of your canvas. Paint over it and again and again, and you get a little bit of a shadowing again, because in the colors I have chosen a little bit of a gray and white, and in combination with that together you get that effect. And you see, gesso, and then we use another gesso one. That's also a fantastic one. I like this texture that's more harsh, and look at it when you paint over it, and again and again and again. Don't do that step by step. If you do a real painting, you also do layer after layer, and if you use gesso on something on top of when you use real gesso, you also do that layer over layer to change the opacity of the background. So that's the next one. So we have here also, oh, that's also a nice one. Look at it. And to combine them, let's see. Okay, that one. Oh, this one. That was also one. That's more more textured, more speckled. However, let's delete that one what we have already here painted, because look at it. Isn't that fantastic? I'm really excited to to show you that. Really excited, because that gesso is, and if you go look at it, when you go over it and over it and over it, the white pops out more, and you still see the background, and you see the wrinkles, and you see the texture of the gesso itself. And the more you press over it, the more it covers. So that was one. Then we have 6. So that's more the whitish one. Over here, over here, over here, grayish. Okay. And then we have some splats. Tap, dab, dab, paint. So then we have gesso 8. That's really also nice one with this texture is like more concrete. It's really like you have a white wall now on top of your painting. And the 9th is more cloudy, I would say, with less texture, but yes, with dabs. But for that, let's open the styles neutral. And when you now add here, they are perfectly to use with those styles. Also those brush tools. And this looks good. You can see the more you paint, and maybe we can do a second layer on top of it and use here again some of the gesso, and then another layer with gesso, and then we add here those cracks, and then we go on top of it, and to change again those cracks and make them a little bit more whitish more, so we can change a lot with brush tools and the different textures. Then we have the paint styles here. Let's see what happens when we change here from the neutral one to the, so that one. Then we have a more bluish one, it's marble. I like that one. It goes not pretty well with that. But if we now turn off that what we painted with the blenders, it looks fantastic, because those grayish and those concrete, and then we have those splats that work perfectly together. Then we have that one. I love that one. That one is also very cool, very cool. And we can move it around. Let's see what happens, and then we can place on top of that one a different one. And you can see those styles are so easy to use, and you can change a lot of, or learn a lot, or paint a lot with them, and only by moving around your mouse or your Wacom pen. Let's see what happens here. Maybe we can, I don't know, that works not. We overlay now and use them as color burn. That's what we have painted before, and I place that now on top of it. Yeah. And now we have this color burn effect, and when you turn on everything what we have now painted with the and added the styles, this is what happened. Without, with. Awesome, right? Should be a next paper in a collection. And then we can also, again, if we think, we need some gesso spots over here, let's paint over it, and we have those gesso effect. And again, and dab and dab and dab and paint, paint, paint. Perfect, wonderful. You can see it's only painting, and this is what you need to do. You sit down and play, use different styles, use different color settings, and you get those fantastic results then, what you can do. And we have the watercolor styles. Let's see what happens when we use them here in that layout. We can change here. Nope, this is not good. This is what we turn off now. And use that one or that one. I like that one. That's really cool effect. Here we have a real more. Oh, I added here a bevel and emboss. If you don't like it, you can turn that off. On, off. You can see there changes a little bit of something, but I don't like that effect on the top of this gesso. Watercolor. We changed that now all into watercolor, and turn that off. This is what happened, and when we overlay here, this is what happened now. And that's now with the styles, with the watercolor styles created. So this is gesso, and this is the watercolor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 style. And we have here the paint. Let's see what happens when we add a little bit more color here, that you see it more detailed. Maybe that one. So, okay. Or that one. This is more okay. This is the Impasto paint styles. That one. Also love that one. That has some kind of marble effect. That one is also pretty cool. That one is very cool, with a little bit of a gold. And here's some like kind of water drops, marbling effect. And that one. And we have here also a white paint one. Okay. This is now a little bit of a playing with the Painters-Toolbox. I will also create for you how to use the Painter-Toolbox and create with you, for you, a layout. And I hope you enjoyed now this little video. And let's jump to the next one, which will be the tag its. And I hope you enjoyed this video. See you soon. Bye.